Formally begin the induction for the batch 2014-16. My name is Alok Simha, and I'll be a master of ceremony for the rest of the day. I take this opportunity to welcome all of you on behalf of the student fraternity at TAPME. To start off the induction, I request our director, Dr. R.C. Natarajan, to address the students.
I was just making note of some things during the previous speeches. They almost covered whatever I wanted to say. Anyway, Dr. Shantaram said long ago we used to have wild animals visiting, and Guru also said about Tiger Circle, right? Nowadays they come with a graduation and they straight away land up at TAPME. Yeah, Mr. Chakravarti mentioned about Gen Y and said it's not the way you dress. Am I right? I want to tell you, dress is important. You have to wear them. And more importantly, we don't approve of Bermudas in the official places. Because given the inflation rate that we experience, we don't know how far it will rise. And of course, Guru also mentioned this. Don't even think of paying through Airtel Talk Time. I have to pay salaries and I have to take my salary, and the last thing my wife will approve of is I say, here is so much talk time as a monthly salary. She'll say, okay, I'll talk on the phone, you go and fend for yourself for food. So let me set the records correct. So now I think now that I got your attention, I'm going to speak about a very boring topic called ethos. Now, there are three terms which sound very rhyming: ethos, pathos, and chaos. I know the last one is something that you will anyway face. You know, if an organization has to sustain itself over a long time, consistently, it's not just the bottom line that matters. It's not the technology, it's not the structure. It is the interaction among the people, the stakeholders, that holds the organization together. If you ask most of us who have been working in TAPME for a long time, what is it that you are proud of? It's certainly not our salaries. Most of you will be getting more salaries than what we are getting after 30 years of work experience. So that should tell you that work experience and wisdom are not necessarily related as far as the industry is concerned. But what binds us together is the culture of the organization, a very distinctive culture in which all of us are equally involved. When I say all of us, it's not just the faculty members. In fact, I'll even put somebody above the faculty members in this regard, my staff colleagues. Am I right? The staff members of TAPME are an excellent lot. They'll screw your happiness in PGP, that's a different issue. But they're very helpful. They know what is what, they know what is right, what is wrong, sometimes even better than some of the new faculty members who are not yet acculturated in the system. So what is it that drives us forward in addition to the system, the structure, the infrastructure, and so forth? If you ask me, it looks like an onion. No, at the core is the set of values that we have. And when I talk about values, I'm not going to give a sermon on ethics and what is good, what is bad. No. Something all of us fundamentally believe that this is something that we will not compromise on. Something that is non-negotiable. That the industry as well as the society looks forward to in every youngster who comes out of the portals of good business schools. Then a little bit of practices and customs that we have here. One example I gave you was the Bermudas example. You wouldn't find any faculty in Bermudas in this campus, except when the person goes on a early morning jogging. It may be a little more inflationary than a Bermudas. But who are our leaders? Whom do we look up to as heroes? If you ask me, this year, the top of the mind hero for all of us almost is Dr. Abdul Kalam, who came here for our convocation. That was a humbling experience. What he has done for the country. What he has done to each one of us to be proud of this country. And of course, the kind of symbolisms, the functions we hold and so forth. This is what makes us stand out as something distinctive, and that's possibly one of the reasons why we have that blue-colored stamp over there. I hope you know that we are the only legitimate business school in India that has got this accreditation. I repeat, we are the only legitimate business school in the country. You draw a conclusion about the other business school. I leave it to you. The 2 years of life you're going to spend here is full of choices. There's a constancy of choice. You have to make a choice at every moment of your 2 years life here. And that is what your learning is all about. Only a part of your learning is supposed to happen through textbooks, through classroom sessions, to examinations, academics, etc. Important, no doubt, but that's not all. So don't put the question back to me saying, grades don't matter so much. So why are you punishing us? No, we will punish you. If you don't perform, then you perish. That's a hygiene condition. That's fundamental. But much more than that will happen to you over the next 2 years. What are the kind of choices that you'll be facing? Life versus work. You want to spend time with your parents on phone or somebody special over phone, but that stupid bearded fellow has given you an assignment and that has to be submitted at 8 o'clock in the morning, which normally is a midnight. You have to make a choice. The choice is spend your time on the phone with your beloved, and the other one is accept an F grade in the assignment for submitting it late. I can't advise you which one you should choose. That's your choice. This is something you will be possibly coming to my room quite frequently. Where are the senior students? Come. I would expect them to come and tell you what I meant just now, okay? Thanks. To the extent possible, don't get summoned to my room. All is well. That ends outside my door. Have fun. We don't stop you. For all you know, we may join you, not for a drink. In your frolicking, we might join you, but be responsible. There is no ban on drinking. Don't come intoxicated to the campus. Now, what it means, figure it out. You have a choice there. Enjoy. Go visit places. There are beautiful places. There are lots of creatures all around. You can look, but you can't touch. Some of them can be venomous, that's why I said that. You have a lot of freedom to do a lot of things. Find out what those are. And there are lots of restrictions which are there in your PGP rule book and certain things which are not written. Also figure out. Which means if you understand the spirit of the rules, you know what to do, what not to do. If you go technically by the exact words mentioned in this PGP rule book, then in about 4 years I'm going to have a huge criminal procedures code. We don't want to have that. Ideally, we would like to have a quarter-page PGP rule book that says students shall carry themselves responsibly during and after this PGP program. In a Thomas More's utopian state, that will hold true. The more loopholes you find, the more plugging will happen. The more pluggings happen, the more restrictions, then you'll start feeling suffocated. Spare us from the pain of having to take out the PGP rule book to talk to you. So all I'm saying is, have fun, enjoy, but understand the spirit behind the rules. Within that, there's a lot of freedom. You're supposed to come back to the campus by 11 o'clock, 11:30. What you do inside the campus, nobody's going to ask you. Be responsible. We believe you are adults. I would address you as either my dear students or ladies and gentlemen, and certainly not boys and girls. You're not boys and girls for me. You are already managers. The day you walk into the campus and registered yourself, you are a manager and you are just getting polished over the next 2 years. Is this clear? So don't behave like students to me. If you behave like students, then I'll behave like a principal. I regard myself as the CEO of this institution to run the institution in a sustainable manner and make it grow, improve the brand name so that your brand name goes up. I have a mandate of this kind, not to discipline you guys and girls. All of us belong to the same organization playing different roles. Whether it is TCS or TAPME, two different organizations, we play different roles. So, as long as you don't look at TAPME as an adversarial organization, then the restrictions will start putting a lot of weight on your head. Understand why those restrictions are. Mr. Chakravarti was talking about most of their problems are outside their campus. Am I right? Recently, 2 students were caught by me for driving outside the campus of TAPME for riding without helmets. They are smiling grudgingly. So we find them. So the question is, where does your jurisdiction stop? Well, my jurisdiction stops wherever I don't see you. Because it is not for compliance that we have promulgated a rule that thou shalt wear helmets along with thy pillion rider. It's not a commandment, it's a spirit. Because accidents are plenty. We want to avoid the risk. And if a faculty member is caught committing the same felony, the fine is 10 times. As simple as that. Because we are supposed to be examples to the student community, and therefore we take it upon ourselves, yes, it is going to be that way. If for some reason I walk into the class late by even 1 minute, that day's salary is contributed to the Students' Welfare Fund. Dr. Gururaj Kidiyu did it last year. Last year or year before? Every year. He says every year. No exceptions. If students cannot come into the class late because, it's not because the faculty's ego is hurt, no. It's because there are 60 other students who have come earlier and the class is about to start on, or it has already started. By your walking in, you are causing, number one, a disturbance, and number two, you are certainly making the others fools. Is that an acceptable proposition? Is it? Somebody said yes. Did you not get my question correct? If you say no problems, we don't mind being fools, oh, there are plenty of methods I can make you. And this is only one way of that. So understand the spirit behind why we say don't walk in late to the class. Then you will not do it. So try to understand the rules and the why part of it. We are definitely seeking compliance. It reduces headache. But we want cooperation, which involves your understanding the spirit behind the rules. Please understand this difference. Yep. Adult versus child, fun versus responsibility. You want me to treat you like an adult? How many of you have read Eric Berne? Games people play, Born to Win, I'm okay, you're okay, transaction analysis. Nobody? Oh. This is a term taken from there, psychology. You behave like adult, we'll respond like adults. You behave like a child, we'll behave like parents. We'll become critical, we'll become punitive. That choice is yours. It doesn't mean that when you have a problem, you're not supposed to come and talk to somebody and take help. There are times all of us go through. We need somebody to talk to, confide, confess, take it out of our system. When I'm talking, I don't want to see anybody yawning. What was the fine last year? Huh? 500 rupees is the fine. Okay? You know what we do with that money? We contribute it to an endowment and we create a scholarship out of the interest rate. Or an award for the best ethics students for best conduct. So you are free to contribute if you want to. And as a marketing man, I'll say, okay, for 3 yarns, I'll give you a quantity discount, 1,250. But pay in advance. So don't yawn, please. All I'm saying is, close your bloody mouth and yawn. Don't yawn like a hippopotamus. These are all basic disciplines. Yeah. Carrot and stick both are available. You want that to be there or not is your choice. Because whichever one you choose, you still are a gada. To the extent possible, I would like you to work without either of this. Take control of yourself. Be a self-managed leader. Last one, which is my pet theme. You are free to do anything in TAPME. Absolutely free to do anything. Just be prepared to face the consequences. There are no rights or wrong. There are only consequences.